I call the meeting to order at 6:06 p.m. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All is in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Members that are present.
Lucian Nelson.
Mike Volpone.
David Broll. Mark Sand.
Alicia Greco, Select Board.
And I've already received notification that Cindy Curry from the Council on Aging was unable to make tonight's meeting, and Celine Mondowney said she will be late, but will be coming. So, reading of the previous meeting's minutes. We have the December meeting that was sent over, and we have this past meeting in April. I don't remember what month it was. That need to be brought up. Any discussions, or do I hear a motion to accept the minutes from both meetings?
I would accept them December and then the next one. So
You want to do one individually?
Yes.
All right, so individually. So December 13th?
I think so.
I want to make sure. I don't want to get myself in any more trouble. It's meeting of December 13th, 2021. Celine emailed those up to everybody. Did everybody get a chance to read it, or anybody have any questions?
My question is, you included, because the November meeting was not, did not occur, and there was review of some of the information, were there any votes that we took in the November meeting that should have been re-voted on in the December meeting?
Not that I'm aware of. Because she said in this meeting was called at 6:04. The people that were present, the guests from Rush, TYS, and Triton Youth Lacrosse. The minutes read as none. Correspondence from Triton Music Department requesting use of the lot on March 26, 2022. Bill schedule, the last billing cycle. Celine read out the invoices. They reran through the November 4th agenda. This was due to a typo in the agenda on my part. There was a call to order. Attendees, the bills, basketball court fence update will due in the spring at less than $9,000 cost. Fieldhouse security working on a timer, canoe, kayak bridge. Fee change discussion from $615 to $1525, including using bathrooms. Proposal to change the field name, Pat Sasso from Troop 44 Eagle Scout Project, the flag on the pole with lights. Signs for the basketball court, in November 4th meeting minutes approved, motioned, and seconded. And then today's business, the fee change proposal was a little bit more in discussion. Fieldhouse, the name of the change of the field was pushed to the next month. COA Fieldhouse use, motion approved. The next meeting was scheduled for January 5th, and the meeting adjourned at 7:32.
So your point is that the meeting, there was anything that took place,
Like, did we approve the minutes of the October
No, that's
meeting?
why they're on the November 4th. That's why.
Okay,
No, I think October was already approved.
when? Because that would have been at the November meeting.
Let me look, hold on.
Because according to this right here, minutes, this was December 13th, so it should have been the November 4th
Minutes, right?
minutes. So technically, yes, the October would need to either be included in this or not. And I don't know off the
I
top of my
don't know if they were ready yet. I don't think they've been, hold on, I have to go back and look. Hold on. I don't think they've been approved, period.
That was the October meetings.
But they weren't. But it was not listed in the November minutes.
Right.
So it should not be a problem in that regards.
Yeah.
Unless if they were done and they were
Still
included, then we have to amend it.
So we need to do the October minutes. And with Mr. Sasso's presentation, was that the time we voted to
move forward with it, but he had to confirm before we give a final approval and let him go to the select board. He had to get the dig safe thing done and all that.
So we need to vote on his, I mean, it's moot because the board of select board had already, my understanding is already given him the go-ahead.
I was not aware of that because I hadn't talked to him about
What
it.
was it? Sorry, what was it?
Mr. Sasso's flagpole, has that been?
Did he? Because I haven't heard he's gone to the select
The
board yet.
select board hasn't been on our
So,
radar.
No.
Okay, so at the next meeting, we need to revote our recommendation to allow him to go forward with that.
Yeah, because he's already done the dig safe and stuff. I will get with him and get him to the next meeting.
Dig Safe has a
limited time frame too.
Yeah, he just did it, within the last couple of months, the
So
last month or so.
there was a meeting, 2021-10 for the October 4th meeting. The meetings the minutes are here, well, at least I have a copy of
Yeah,
them, so
October
they're,
4th.
they just haven't been voted on.
Right,
They need to be
so
voted
I just want to make sure that the November meeting that didn't happen, that's when those would have been voted on. If they hadn't been voted on because the meeting didn't occur, they were not included in the December meeting.
on.
So
Right,
we need to, at some point,
they need to be
vote
voted
on.
on, right.
and same thing with Mr. Sasso's presentation for the flagpole.
Okay, so as the minutes of December 13th, as they were sent, does anybody have any questions regarding those? And are we okay to approve those?
As long as they were clear that we need to make those two votes at a later date, because I don't know if they seem to be, they were not mentioned in the minutes, I don't know if they were assumed in the minutes.
I think there's an assumption,
That
but
they,
assumptions are not in minutes,
right,
so that if it's not in the minutes, it didn't occur, so those
Okay.
need to be voted
Yeah.
on.
okay.
Yes. I will get with Pat to get him back here for this, and then we
Or
just got, then we
we
just
can
do
just
it.
do it at, just put it on the agenda, we know what the proposal is.
Yeah. Okay. So do I hear a motion to accept the December 13th, 2021 meeting minutes?
Make a motion to accept the December 13th
13th.
minutes.
You made a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Just for your information, we're discussing the December 13th minutes that you just sent out to everybody, we're just trying to get them good now. And for the record, Celine Montani has arrived at 6:13, just in case anybody wants to know. Right, it's always nice to have you here. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, accepting those minutes? Opposed? The December 13th, 2021 minutes have been approved. Now, we're gonna go to the minutes from last month that Mark sent out. This was the minutes from April 4th. Everybody hasn't had a chance to read them, I'm just going back through real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. Do I hear a motion to accept the April 4th minutes?
I make a motion to accept the April 4th minutes of 2022.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Any discussion? If you need a minute still to read through them, let me know. Are you doing one thing or another, just making sure? I didn't want to cut you off if you.
No, oh, no, do.
Okay, so, no discussion, all those in favor accepting the April 4th minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. Okay. Correspondence. The only one that I have that we can't vote on because I got it on Friday, but Northeast Rush is put in an application for summer use. They are asking for the fields. They're asking for field number 3 from June 21st to July 29th, so for about 5 weeks. On Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7:30. So for 3 hours a week for about 6 weeks, 18 hours times 15. About $270 off the top of my head. That's what the field, I told them we're gonna have to vote on it next month because we did not get it in time, but just so everybody's aware, that is the only correspondence that I had.
Do we need to wait until next month, or can we schedule a meeting to discuss it
I,
earlier?
to be honest with you, I don't know if you guys wanna schedule a meeting. The month of May is gonna be an absolute circus for me, I apologize. I've got a few things going on.
Can we or we can't even talk about it?
It's not on the agenda.
Okay.
And I told her that, I said, I'm sorry, because she sent it to me on Friday, and she's still trying to pick it up because the guy that was doing it before is no longer doing it, and they're trying to get the new person in, so.
Okay, well, we can, when do they want it?
July.
Oh, okay.
They want it, there's like
You
2
can-
weeks, no, it's June 21st, and I told them, it was 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be an issue, but, because they've done it in the past, and they've been good about it, but I needed to let them know. So, I take that back, there's one other thing, there's been a small change to the Newbury Town Day, because Triton Athletics couldn't get anything together and stuff for the Newbury Town Day on June 18th. The other group that was there is now being moved to Spencer Pierce Little Farm, so there'll be no one on the field for June 18th on that Saturday. So they're gonna just condense it so they can get a lot more, hopefully bang for the buck for people to go to places, so. The field that we're responsible for will not be used that day. Yep. Do you have any bills or claims or anything that
Yeah.
came through?
I had 3 bills: water, Townsend Oil, G-Mello. I was away, so I missed the bill cycle. So it's on the next
Paycheck.
bill, but I'm waiting for May 1st bills will come in. So
Yeah.
we essentially skipped April's bill paying, and it will all be in May.
Alright, any idea ballpark what the 3 were combined, I mean, nothing,
Too much, and about right.
Well, Byfield Water is always like $30.
Yeah.
which, you know,
Townsend is probably around 600, and G-Mello, it went up to 175, I think. It
so,
went up.
Okay.
about $800. Okay, anybody else have anything from email response or correspondence?
I have an email correspondence with the My Rec Committee people.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm supposed to set up another training, it's swamped, and we're supposed to have somebody from the town on it.
Yeah, you do, there's 2 people, I think, there's one in the back.
So how do I get everybody so that we can schedule a training session?
Have Julie do it.
Julie?
Julie, the select board assistant. You want me to ask Julie to do it?
Or just give me her contact, I don't know who she is.
It's,
Ryan?
you know what, I'll send her a note, I'll copy you,
Okay,
and ask you to do it
okay.
that way.
Anybody else want to be on the training? There's 1 or 2 one-hour sessions.
When?
I don't know,
We haven't decided yet.
but if you want to be on it, I'll put you on the email
Yeah,
for
sure.
adding. Okay, because we asked them to have it ready by June. So I think they roughed it out. We did very basic, and, yeah, so it's ready to be, needs to be trained.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the sign information?
What's that?
Did you get the sign information, what's gonna be put in the sign? Basket,
This time,
the basketball sign.
I don't have
Old business, we're gonna get to the policy field house in a minute, because that's probably gonna be the tail end of this meeting. Any update on the canoe kayak?
Based on the requirements of the Conservation Commission, as they do with any of the projects, they would like to have more of an environmental plan and design, which the town administrator, at this point in time, most of the money in that account has been encumbered. There's a greater possibility if you look forward to it for next year, next fiscal year. So what I would like to do is withdraw the application without prejudice. So it sort of stops the process, so they can't vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then reapply for it in a short period of time, working with the town administrator to have the town administrator allocate the funds for the conservation work that's required and plans. And at that point, once we reconvene for the new year, request the funds that was originally encumbered for the construction of it, to reapply that for, not reapply it, for the new budget, put that in for next year.
Okay. I'll remove it from the next
So is that-
application, just let me know when you wanna put it back on and I'll get it back
Does
then.
anybody have any objections to that process? Because the time frame is, talking to some of the environmental program places, you know, it might be 3 weeks, and then they would have to get it to the Conservation Commission, and we run out of time. So let's start fresh and move it forward.
Okay. The spending plan for fiscal 2023 and a master plan. I don't know where we are on that at this point right now, depending on what we're looking to do. I know we're finishing off, we still haven't, I don't know if this is gonna be something done before the end of the fiscal year regarding the basketball project and the fence.
I'd like it to be completed.
Oh, I would too, and that's partly on me, because I get to contact the various companies and try to get someone in here. We know we have the money.
Chris Huntress isn't doing that?
Chris has not responded back, and that was part of the ARPA conversation next. Chris has not responded, I've emailed him twice. He hasn't responded
Is he
back
on
to me.
vacation, you think?
I have no idea.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long vacation.
It's been a couple, I sent this over in March, when we first started talking, or late March, when we started talking about it. It's been about 6 weeks and I haven't heard anything yet, so I will try one more time and see if we can do it.
Maybe a phone call maybe?
I will, I'm pretty sure I have his phone number someplace, but I will try it.
As I said, Dave and I were going to talk to him, and if you'd like us to call,
Go right ahead. I'm not gonna argue the fact.
Yeah, that'd be great,
That'd be
and then
helpful.
this way we can get, I mean, I don't know how much money it is to finish that.
We have about $9,000, we had just over $9,000, so we were trying to say anything from 9 and under, we were okay. Anything else above that, we would then have to vote on the additional amount.
Okay.
from our own operations, so there's
Well,
monies to do it.
Okay,
But we just, all we wanted to do was kind of continue the fence that we had just around the backside, nothing.
Backside and then back a little bit, right?
Yeah, so it's like you go, where that snow fence was right there, just kind of go to there and bring it across the back. That's it, nothing crazy, just keep it consistent, so.
Speaking of the snow fence, can we ask DPW to take it down? That's a hazard, because it's blown down, the grass is covered over it.
can you send the town administrator a note? Do you want me to do that? I'll send,
Do we wanna take that down though?
Have you seen it?
Well, yeah, but I
It's-
also am concerned about the fact that there's a drop off.
All right, how about this? We asked the DPW to either replace it or remove it.
I'd
Right now-
rather replace it, but I agree with what you're
Right,
saying.
you know, and if we're gonna be new and offensive, yes, there is a drop off. I mean, we could put a fence up in front of a fence in front of a fence. I understand your concern. I'm just saying right now, that's the liability. If somebody trips over that it's clearly neglectful, that it's down and the grass has grown through it. It's not like it just fell down and somebody tripped over it and people are going over it.
I'll ask the town administrator to have the DPW take a look and fix it.
Okay, thank you.
Now, is this fence that we are gonna vote on, or that you're gonna follow the time twist, is gonna replace this fence, right?
The snow fence, yeah, 'cause that's what it was, all it was that, plastic type of orange thing that was there. The new one, that'll just come out and the new one will go in its place when we get it done,
Okay,
so. So the spending plan in fiscal year 2023 and the master plan, we need to discuss and have something put in place. I apologize, I don't have my laptop tonight, so, the information that we had previously, we can continue off of that, or how we want to handle that tonight.
Well, what do we, I can't talk, my brain's fried. Do we wanna tackle the field house or the budget?
I'd rather do the field house because I think we need to get that done, but it's on the agenda, so if we want to table it, we can table it.
Let's table it and let's get the field house policy done and then.
Okay. The only other thing I had on the agenda for tonight, before we go back to the field house and the basketball court, is committee assignments. Just let everybody know, if you're looking to continue, you need to have your letter into the town administrator so it can be sent to the select board before June 30th, because that's when our team ends. And I don't know off the top of my head, I'm gonna check real quick just to see when the last town meeting is. I haven't received the dates, but I just wanna make sure everybody had that in there.
You mean when the select board's meeting again?
When would be the last meeting that they would probably be doing this? Because they need
We
it.
can appoint it after the first of the year, there's no hurry.
Okay. I just wasn't sure, because
Yeah,
they said, because our term runs through and we need, I remember they've always said we had to have it, a letter, an email, something just saying that we want to continue on if you're doing
yeah,
that.
the
continue on.
21st of June, we'll have a meeting on this, well, the 21st of June.
Okay, just,
Our next meeting's not until the 26th of May.
hmm?
The 26th of May is our next meeting.
Is your next meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, just get it into the town if you're continuing on, and we can make sure we get those things handled appropriately. The last thing,
Can I say that,
No.
Lucian, if you are interested in continuing, you can still apply, and I would encourage you to do so.
he'll
You
be
wanna
an
wait
Amherst.
Yeah, I'll be 2 hours away, I don't know.
You know, but your heart
Can we
will
go
be
back to
here.
Zoom calls? As long as I don't have to read
Actually, yes,
that, as long as I don't have to read that thing?
The policy does
Allow for it.
allow for remote participation, but listen.
Is it,
Go to college and have fun.
I think I have to be trained, don't I?
Yeah.
No,
If you'd be-
Not to be.
if you would then go from being a student to
Oh.
being a resident
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
town, which you could do at that point.
On that note, I don't know if it's the town administrator, or this committee, or perhaps Lucian, don't overwork yet. Can we get a notification out or a article for your school newspaper? And it can be for any student, any Newbury student, so it's all the schools in the area. But since you are from Triton, you may want to put a small blurb in your newspaper
Somebody to
to
fill your
encourage
seat.
how exciting this is and how important your commitment and dedication to your community and town is vital to the inspiration to us all.
He'll-
And furthermore,
He'll write it for you.
nobody will read it. But you know, I guess what I'm saying is, if we can get the word
Yeah,
out.
if you know a friend or somebody's interested in filling your seat, because you're gonna go off to school next year, this is student rep, just ask them to email the town.
Alright.
I know you went, Mr. Forget, we went through him,
Yeah.
so I can go through Brian as well.
Or an enemy. It doesn't have to be a friend.
And I'm gonna add on to that, I said, where this is being recorded, if there are residents of the town of Newbury, Byfield, that would like to join the committee and take an active role, you are more than welcome to. I have not heard back from Dave Dempsey, so I do not know what his current status is, and then whatever the situation here going forward, so, just thought, huh?
I might have one person working on it.
Okay.
Good for it. All right, now we're gonna shift everything back to the field house and the basketball court.
Are you guys gonna finish discussing the policy for the rest of the meeting?
That's what we hope to be, we wanna get it done.
Okay. I'm gonna exit then, I'll let you guys work, is
Yep.
that okay with you?
It's a boring meeting for everybody else, but we're gonna get to knock this
Yeah,
out,
but
so.
hopefully you can get it to us so we can vote on it in June, that would be great.
Yes. So I'm gonna go, I think it's just a matter of getting things set up, so, for the time being,
Did
everybody.
everybody get the copy that I sent out today?
I didn't get a chance to print it up, but I do have it on my phone. I'm gonna do that next.
Celine, Lucian?
I got it.
Thank you for all you're doing.
I haven't looked at it.
I'm not asking you to look at it, 'cause it's one of those, let's look at it together versus.
Getting the rest of the policy.
Anybody else want to communicate?
Got my Doritos.
All right, everybody, thank you so much.
We're gonna move to Jerry right after
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna get out
I'm
of
glad
here.
this filmed
Are
at
we
least,
there?
so Cindy will know what I'm eating.
Lucian, will I see you next, yeah, I'll see you next month in June, right?
Judge.
I don't know if the term's right, so.
Well,
Judge-
and for
You
good
tell me,
reason.
I don't know how the term,
Oh, no, your term ends in June, the
End of
of
June,
June.
so-
But
so I
you're gonna come to the
attend.
next meeting?
Yes,
No,
please.
June 30th.
So you guys, you can go to the next, you'll be at our next
Come to
meeting.
the next meeting. I just, if
Oh, when
if
do you
I don't
graduate?
see you, I wanted to say
Huh?
thank
What do
you.
you graduate?
27.
Of May?
May?
What the?
So you're not traveling or
What do
anything,
you-
right?
How about June?
Huh?
You're not traveling or anything, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right,
I just
then I'll
found
see you.
out that Triton schools start in August in the next term.
Really?
First time before Labor Day that I can ever remember. It's always been after,
Yeah.
the Tuesday after, but I know other towns started before, but this is, for some reason this year, I just found the other day at our bus stop that that's what they're doing, so. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just checking.
I'm gonna shift the mic with the camera angle over to the board so they can see what we're doing.
Harry, with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you like that color?
Yeah, it works very well with you, like.
I was feeling it.
Yeah, you can see Celine.
Okay, I gotta close out my windows first.
All right, actually, I can duck out for 1 second. So while you're getting that set up, I'll be right back. I gotta make sure we
Yeah,
get
Alicia,
quorum
you wanna
before I
sit
duck
here?
out.
If she wants that, because it's the formatting that I wanted to get through the writing part before I start playing around with formatting.
Well, if you have all the edits, you can apply.
Well, I added everything so that there'd be fewer things to add, more confirming ideas. Sure, I'll move it.
Why not?
Did you get a dormer sign in here?
No, I have to get through all that stuff. Yesterday was the deadline for acceptance.
That was John Adams. One of those.
I think those population dense places in the US or something like that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yesterday you said it was the last day for acceptance?
Yeah, for declaring, so.
Ellie, being the person she is. To continue that.
So I just wanna hit Google. How do I get into my Google? You sent me something, didn't you?
Yes.
So should I just open that?
I sent you the link, and I pasted it right on for everybody.
Just closed up. I'm gonna put it in.
How we doing?
This is a working, how come I'm signed in as Megan Muldowney?
No cable connected?
Yeah.
HDMI 2?
I haven't connected it yet,
Okay.
because I wanna make sure.
The screen's where you want it.
So, my daughter used my computer. I don't wanna do that, right? That's my daughter.
No,
I don't think it's gonna let.
see if they're mine in the top right. Something that says sign in on there. So create a new tab. Go to, while you're on, do you have Chrome? Install it right now.
No.
Go to Google, like the website, whatever you call
I'm sorry, I'm just so.
it. Click the logo.
Yeah.
Sign out or switch.
Oh, I switched. I don't know what my password is. Okay. Sorry, guys, I have to go through the whole.
No, we appreciate you doing this though.
Show this to Mark. Brother. Built that.
You built that?
Yeah.
Very impressive.
It's all, the parts are already done. I just put it together.
Oh, that's different. I thought you cut it and did everything there. I was like,
I'd have been like, that's,
Oh, see, you don't give all the details, you say, I built it, and that's all that needs to be said.
yeah, yeah. Man, could have,
You should have.
could have. Could have. I did not. I'm an assembler. I should have hired my sister's desk. Just gonna have, oh, yes, she wants that. On 14. Okay. Good guy. Too much work. Just kidding. Still got the house, right? What? Still got the house, right? The compound, what's it? Yeah, and then there's a lot of peripheral that goes into it. Okay. Sure, that's the change.
Is it a meeting? We calling the meeting?
No.
Oh.
We're showing patience because someone's doing a very good job in trying to get this to work. I have no problems in waiting.
I'm not worried about waiting, just worried about dinner.
Well, we're done at 7:30 because that's what I have scheduled. If we need to schedule something after, if we seem like we're getting close and we can do it together, then fine. But our next meeting is scheduled for 6/6.
That's crazy, huh? 6/6 of June. I mean, it's just crazy to me right now.
But yeah, I said it's like family this morning.
So now if I click on his link, it should open. Did you make changes on that?
I did make changes, it should be viewpoint 2, not your, the one you sent out. I created a new document that I sent out with a viewpoint 2. Because I couldn't get, no, I'm not gonna read it.
Okay. Okay. This one?
Oh, see, that's why. I thought the formatting was off and then I turned it sideways and it looks different. See how we do it. I think that's the one, yeah. Yep, you got it, Celine.
Right.
It shows you're in it and I'm in it. I'm not gonna touch it, I'm just reading it.
You want to use my computer? Where do we start? Second section?
I think we should just start at the top, go down real quick just to find it, because he's got some, and again, unless it's just formatting,
Yeah, my suggestion is we work on content and deal with formatting.
oh yeah, I just been saying, your comments in the side mark is all I was saying. Because if you've got comments on the side, I just wanna make sure that we're okay with what they are.
Yeah, that's why they were running, yeah.
Okay. So, replace. Every 3 years or sooner, requested by the town administrator, Recreation will review the policies and fee schedules and make recommended changes as needed.
That's fine.
Yeah, I haven't said a problem. You can accept that one too.
Okay.
Yeah, so just skip over the indent stuff, we'll forget it at the end.
So what about 3?
Scroll up to 2 if you would, please. Alright. That's in camps, and then third, other approved activities at discretion, that's fine.
I just wanna, should include in camps.
Once you're done, I'll see if I can get someone to help me with it, clean the formatting up.
Yeah, that'd be nice, okay.
Payment required must be received prior to acceptance of the consent form. Access to the field house is prohibited until full payment has been received. No future permits will be issued to a group until all is.
So why did you delete only payment by check is accepted?
Because aren't we moving to an online
Yeah,
Not
service?
yet, though, we don't have.
I'm including that, taking it out to leave it broad so we don't have to go back and get that section reapproved in 3 months or whatever.
Keep going.
yeah, please, sorry. I'm trying to see what he did with quotes. He said add quotes to something, I'm trying to find out where it is.
It's just a period.
Is that all that is? I wasn't sure if he was adding the quotes around the period, or that's
Which one we at?
the top one on the left, on the right mark,
I
12:30.
can't, I can't see what
Alright,
that's.
I mean, I'm gonna do this because I can't see it from here, you've got better eyes than I do. So this right here, I don't know, it looks like everything is done here.
Okay, where is it on the document? That's what I'm asking. Is it is that 5 I added,
I don't know.
recreation?
Click
Oh, I
on,
see it.
where is it?
It's this have to, their use.
Oh, it's right here.
What
All right.
number?
Yeah, all you do is put a grammar thing in, that's fine. Thanks, nice catch, Liz.
So accept?
Yes, please. Users are required to report any damages, concerns, recommendations to the record committee and Department of Public Works immediately after their use within 24 hours. Please provide a photograph and written description of the concern. I was gonna say before you do that, and/or the Department of Public Works.
No, both of us. I don't wanna find out and have it sit on our desk.
I'm just wondering, then we have to make sure that somewhere, whether it's on the application or somewhere, that they have the ability to way to connect unless they're gonna go through town hall to do
Go
it.
to town hall.
Okay.
Put the burden on that. There's a problem.
And I don't have a problem, that's why I'm asking you, I'm asking you, more than the expert in this area, I'd rather ask your opinion.
Okay, it says immediately after their use within 24 hours.
Yeah, if somebody gets done at 9 o'clock at night, I don't expect them to call at 10. I do want them
Can we
within
just-
the day.
Can we just say,
Within 24 hours?
yeah, instead of immediately after their use, just say contact the Newbury Rec Department of Public Works within 24 hours?
Which one are we at?
That same line, number
5.
5. It's just taking the immediately after use, just say, within 24 hours of use.
So you just backspace, right?
Again, I don't know legal, and then legal will look at this, but I think if we just do that, it's either immediately or within 24 hours. It's a question of which one we want to use. And based on your comment, it makes more sense to probably use the 24 hours. Okay, please provide a photograph, you're talking about talking, and written description of the concern. Yeah, that's good. Response of the users, applicants. Isn't that the same thing?
I'd rather make sure that they understand that if I am the applicant, that anybody that I allow to use it
Okay.
is responsible. I just want to make sure it's.
I don't have a problem, again, I'm just making sure I'm clear on what you're looking for, because it sounds good, I just want to make sure we're good with it.
In other words, if the Trident brick throwers don't pay up, we can go after the people
Yeah, the problem is they throw bricks.
On page 7.
Use a spike cleaner prior to entering the building? Oh, I know what you're talking about. I was thinking, what the heck?
And if that is in there, we need to provide a spike cleaner.
It's one of those brush things? Okay. I didn't know that was what that was called until I realized. I was thinking it was something they clean, to clean the spikes thing, and I didn't realize what it was, so. The consumption of alcohol is only permitted by licensure of the Newbury Board of Selectmen and will fall under the town of Newbury public use of alcohol regulation.
Can we change that to Newbury Select Board?
Yeah. If we have to anyway, they would have done it if we didn't catch it. And that's the technical, that's the proper term. Is it one word or two? I thought it was two.
That was one.
Or select board, one or two
I
words.
think it's two words.
And the B would be capitalized. Okay. Halfway through the page, I guess, not bad.
Yep, 2 words.
Center Street Recreational Environmental Resource Area, playing, yeah, you can accept that.
Yep.
You can accept that. Word REIT. Where is that one? Use
Yep.
of the playing field, yes. You can accept that. You can accept it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. The next one's a format, you can accept it. Hold on a second.
Should,
Why would it be a 4 there?
I thought 4 should be before 2.
New
Is that not right?
personal seasonal permit.
It should be a 3, 4, and I couldn't get it back down.
No, the question is, Mark, is what he was saying, is shouldn't, where number 4 is, shouldn't that be number 2? Because established friends of Newbury, like the town, friends of the council, and is it so, friends of the town, Newbury Town Library, or friends of the Council on Aging? So that's not really, the Council on Aging would fall below number 1. Seasonal permit regarding to.
Or should it be number 1? How did we do that with with the field house inside the field house? I thought that they had, or was it fee?
Newbury residents for personal use,
Or establish,
or established friends of, or, are you trying, just so I'm understanding. So if I'm saying the Council on Aging, is that the same as Friends of the Council of Aging, or is that two separate groups?
2 different groups. A resident has,
Okay, that's fine. Leave 4 where it is. What do we do about the groups like the Council on Aging? Should they be listed in 1 as an add-on, or should they fall below that into number 2, and then 2 goes to 3 and subsequent? I'm just trying to make sure we gotta keep that group at least somewhat, either
okay.
we include it in 1 or we separate it out.
If you look at 2, 3, and scratched out 4, and even 5, they're all non-profits. The top 3 are for town or.
Right. So this
or-
here, that's like our Triton Youth Soccer right now. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is, this is not a problem, so this is like this is not the Council on Aging. It's friends of or whatever, so I'm fine that there. The question is, do we put the Council on Aging or groups that are from the town, so if it was the town library or something, in this,
okay.
or create a separate line with it?
Our original one had town residents, and then it followed town department committees or boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so below 1, Celine, just go to the next one, but that should be 2 there, and then we'll change the formatting. So as long as we know the order, then
what am I putting there?
Or should
No, it should be
town-
part of 1. It should be part of 1.
do you want it to be part?
Do we want for example, I know they're not using the fields for the Newberry Days.
Yeah.
But that would have been the town requesting the use of that field
Yeah.
for that benefit.
Yes.
Should that go first and then residents, so that the town has priority over the fields that they're responsible for, then the residents, and then
Thoughts?
committee boards and all that? Or
I agree, I think he's right, but I wanna make sure, I want
Yeah.
everybody's opinion.
I want to make sure that
Yeah.
our
All right, so.
council of aging
Yeah,
or
they have
whatever goes first,
So,
then
okay,
residents.
Go to Newbury, number one, and move that down and put a line above it, that'll be the. How did you classify town organizations or town?
Town committee boards,
Okay.
or committee boards, departments.
Again, don't worry, we'll fix the
Access.
formatting,
There
or Lucian will just tell us what needs to do.
Town committee. Say it
Committee
again.
boards or departments.
Such as, or it's like where he has an example for number two, i.e.
Council
for
of
council on aging, just so we know what that means.
So are we getting rid of this number 4?
No,
No, that's
boards,
different.
because those aren't the same thing, those are friends of, this is the actual organization itself. I always want us to spell it differently. That should be two.
How do I get that, et cetera?
Back in the red.
We'll figure it out, don't worry about it,
Yeah.
seriously. As long as I know it's there, Celine, I'll work on getting the formatting, I got.
What are we doing here?
Triton Youth Sport Club, non-permit holders, i.e. Triton Youth Hockey.
6.
What do you, but we're trying to, well, it was just, you just adding the number in there. My question is, what's the point of that? Did we have that, or is that new?
Triton, that was, at one point it was added so that Triton, Little League Baseball, if they wanted to have a end of year celebration up at those fields, because there's no really good place for them to have a
So
celebration.
they would have it down here, we just do it,
And that way
That's
they
fine.
can, they have some level of, hey, you guys can use our field off, particularly off-season, to do
is that really
stuff.
driving you nuts, Celine?
I'm listening, Mike.
No, but I'm saying, is the et cetera really driving you nuts?
Well, that'll just push out all the words in the document.
I would just
Maybe
get
not.
rid of the ETC, because it's an IE, for example, and you don't.
Yeah, you go there and then backspace. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
and then
it.
just put the, yep, good call, Mark. And then just make sure 7's down the bottom. You can accept the Triton Youth Soccer,
Yep.
hockey, excuse me, and you can accept that one. And then just put the 7 in there. Other addition to tier, oop, what happened, did that? Was that 7 actually, or was it,
You had 7 other, and then there was like, it looked like it was a typo, but.
You can Control Z, you'll undo what you just did.
okay, yeah,
And then it'd be backspace.
just accept the thing he has on the right, Celine, the 2 S's. You're right, sorry, my bad.
Oh.
So when it was, again, it's a format thing, so we can always, if we need to, but just, Lucian, can she just backspace that over? Or is it gonna go back over, it's gonna go back to the other, okay, cool. The problem we have then is,
Again, we can deal with that.
I'm not worried, I just wanna make sure we're
Michael can
changing.
deal with that later.
I'm just trying to make sure, so we have 1, 2, and then we have 2, 3, so I'm not sure, is this supposed to be a 1, and then 2, 3, or is it supposed to
It's
be,
supposed to be A.
You're talking about the second line being applicants for permit will be considered, that should be, part of the process,
Scroll.
number 3.
or down, you're right. So Mark, right here, so we go to 7,
Yeah,
in addition to tier, current annual recurring tenants will have first priority. above it, it goes 1, 2, then we have 2, 3 here.
That
I'm
two-
wondering, is that an A, is it a 1?
That is, in addition to, that's a separate line. So that if we had, let's say for example, what is currently number 3, season, I can't even think of it. So if there's two people competing for
Yep.
that piece, Triton Youth Soccer and the Georgetown Triton Youth Soccer, 2 soccer programs.
Yeah.
Priority is given to the one that's been there, already there. That's what we're trying to establish that.
So this is more of a note, this isn't an actual bullet or something that's
Correct.
listed, okay.
Correct. It's so that somebody can't come in and say, well, we're
Can you
number
put a
3.
comment in there, just so I know that, and just put like, just put it, parenthesis, left parenthesis.
I think it's also,
Just put in comment formatting issue, and I'll know what it means.
I think I also have another place in the document, so it's redundant, and I'd rather be redundant so people.
Which is fine, yeah. I just want to make sure because where we went 1, 2, and then all the subs,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure what's in there.
So can I interject?
Yes,
You have 2 and 3 right here, right?
yeah.
You go up here,
We're at
One
2.
and
you
two.
have 1, and you have 1, 2, 1. So does 2 and 3 go after the preference for the fields?
Yeah,
It's almost like should they be indented in to continue the one above it?
the line after, and again, that's why I didn't get into formatting. The line that currently reads 3, applicants for a permit should be, actually, the second 2.
Yep.
Where it says applications for, that should be 3, and that 3 should be for permits.
Okay.
So that goes back out to the top?
Yes, goes up to the 1 and 2 at the top. So that should be 3 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, there's too many 1s and 2s and not enough A's and B's.
Again, if not, just
Maybe
put a
it's
comment to
added
the
to
side, this should be 3 and that should be 4, and I'll fix it. Alright, I wait for. I need her to show me because I have to start learning this stuff.
Take credit when you can.
Oh, no. Our company's going from Word to Google a week from Monday, or the 16th, and I'm like, okay, that's perfect, Celine, thanks. Because I'll see these and I'll know where you need to fix that. All right, other than that, any questions, applications will be considered submission, including 50% deposit. Permits will be, whatever you just did, it just did the 3, 4, but it just needs to be indented out to match up.
What?
Whatever you just did, you just see how all of a sudden I say 3 and 4 now?
Oh.
Don't do it, don't undo it, we'll fix it. I just wonder, it's a question of where they line up, it may just have been a lineup issue. So don't worry about it,
So why is this 1, 3, 4?
because the 1 is referring to outside of the original section up top. The 3 and 4, for some reason, are reading off that 1, 2.
Yeah.
I hate to keep it going down, but and I know, if you're looking here, if you see where that lineup is, that straight 4, if you go up at the top, the 1 and the 2 are gonna be in the same column. They're all in the same column,
Yes,
that's
but
why
what's this out here?
why that 1 came up, I have no idea.
Well, just highlight it red or something, and we can take that,
Yeah.
that one out.
Again, it says right there, this is comment of format issue.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
And it may have to go through 2 or 3 rewrites to get the formatting where we want it. Since we changed our order up on top, the addition of documents demonstrating residency requirements originally reads for first level will now have to read for second level.
Where's
You see number 4, it says permits, yeah, that, here we go.
Certificate insurance, now this was a section added.
And this was, taken directly from our current policy that's online.
But what number is that, the two, again, formatting more than anything?
Well, are we okay with this?
If it's boilerplate straight from the policy, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Should
Because
we-
legal will check that to confirm it when we submit it.
Yeah.
Do we have to go to legal first before we go to the select board, or, okay, I wasn't remember sure of the order, if they approved it contingent on legal, or legal's gonna look at it first, so. Copies of deposit payment, that's fine, 5's fine, you can accept that. Then, a renter does not establish procedures, a written warning will be issued and approval.
Can't be revoked.
Not and or.
Which one we at?
6,
6.
in the event a renter does not follow the established procedures, a written warning will be issued and/or approval for a permit can be.
Revoked.
Permit approval, just put permit approval.
Well, I think the conveyance there is,
It's more of a penalty thing, because you're looking almost like up to,
at our discretion, we can give a written warning, your fields are a mess, clean it up, or you can lose it.
yeah,
Versus, hey, you trash the fields to a point where they're destroyed,
yeah.
you lost your privilege. So
Yeah.
we get that choice, we can do either or.
Okay. Again, they'll look at that and see if we need to clean up anything specific to it. Applicant should be addressed to the town of Newbury Recreation, something, yeah.
Number 7, we're just, I didn't see that. Go back. It's renumbered for me. And the one that says, in submitting an application,
The big one, number 8.
8.
at the end, the last paragraph says the use of
Yeah,
Manfred
Manfred's
backslash
covered.
field. Let's just clean up the use of the
Fields.
facilities at Central Street, or Central Street playing field and related facilities.
Yeah, because I think we've been using playing fields as more
Playing
of a
field,
standard.
and,
So the use of central, what?
Essentially street playing fields.
The
So
use
just take out
of-
the word manager because it's right after
Yeah,
it.
it's a manager thing has to go again.
So take that. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. I'm worried about the timestamps, not that it's a big deal, so I think in the, once we go to the website, those are gonna be timestamped, date and timestamped anyway, so we don't, I don't know if,
that's the whole point. The whole, I agree.
yeah,
Just so that they can't, oh, I had trouble on the laptop, I meant to get it in, and I brought it, and I gave it to Mark on Friday.
right, so if we did something like that, then yeah, we wouldn't have to do it, so.
And I have to get it in, if they wanna give it to me, or you, or whomever.
Or how about
you get
this?
it in.
Applications that are not, well, and I'm technically not online yet, but what I'm thinking wording wise is application not submitted online must be time-stamped to initiate processing. So, something like that, because in case there's a problem, then we have something as a backup. So we
Exactly.
can do it. 'Cause- so applications not submitted. Must be time-stamped.
And that's just a matter of bringing it to.
Do we want to see it signed as well, by the person you got it from?
The
I
time-
don't, I mean, I'm not trying to go overboard, but I just wanna make sure we're,
Well, when they get mail in here, a lot of times you just run it through the time machine, saying this is when we got it, it's not initial. It's got a certificate, a document used by the town.
okay,
So I'm comfortable with that. If somebody else wants to add more, that's fine.
alright, so that section's just gonna be, formatted, which is no big deal.
Just
And then
double check the dates.
That's gonna be the next section down, I think. We've set the dates for the fall season of is that 8/18 to 1/1? And I think we have to get rid of the 15. Unless
No,
it's,
it's 8,
Oh, 11:15, I'm sorry, you're right with the way the box is set.
Yeah.
Why is it like that?
It's,
If you go inside the box and hit backspace, it all shifts over. And then it would shift back on me, and I just got tired of trying to fix it.
all right.
So are we changing these dates?
No, we wanna confer, so he said, once you finish that, just so I'm saying it, all right. So fall season is 8/18 to 11/15. We need to have forms by June 15th.
So July 14th should be,
Wait,
Yes,
wait,
yes,
wait, that, no, something's up here.
Well, it's your, I'm just saying, Mark, it's the
Yeah.
dates that you had, I'm just curious, was there a reason behind it, and if there is, fine,
No, this is skewed.
because she's got it changed up there formatted wise, so. So fall season, we had it listed as July 14th, now it's saying June 15th.
Yeah, fall should be in the middle.
Fall, middle of what though, June or July?
The middle block.
I'm not worried about the formatting things, it's really fall season, spring
Fall-
season,
fall-
summer.
Fall is due June 15th, because we want to make sure that they have access to it, keep it the way it is. At our next, they're due the July, we're not gonna meet in the first week of July. They know by the 10th that they have it. Because they're gonna be starting the following month.
I'm worried about the dates here, just, again, this is currently, right now, we have to make sure we change it. Because our next meeting is scheduled for 6/6, which means they still would have 9 more days. Our next meeting may not happen before July
This
3rd.
isn't gonna get approved until, this fall.
Oh, this will be for the following year, I'm just saying, but these are more generic dates, and I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, next year at this time, they should be planning ahead for the fall.
It's almost like that July date, I want it to be after like the 8th of July, because we always meet the first Monday of the month.
So
It
it's
doesn't
July
fall on
4th.
July 4th. This year it's July 4th, but I'm saying in general, as long as it doesn't fall, it's just I'm trying to find a date that usually falls, but again, we can certainly adjust it. I'm not particularly worried about it.
And again, with that application due and the issue date, if we could just slip a meeting in and all the agenda item is
Okay.
approving those.
The spring season and summer season, you have the same dates, December 1st.
Yeah. And Danielle's application is a perfect example. We want to make sure that the summer applicants can get approval way beforehand so they can advertise. We can't, I wouldn't want to say, oh, at the last minute.
I wouldn't do the May 1st. But I mean, to have them both do it at the same time, that kind of limits them, and unless they're doing it, unless we talk to them about it to say how you wanna do it. I just think the summer season doesn't need to be as early as the spring season. I'd back it up a couple months just so there's no, I mean, even say March.
As long as we can get, my experience working summer programming for them, many of us will use, you need to register by that fall. And as a person who's run programs, I wanna know I have my space by January, because if I don't have that field, I need to find a field.
Well, it's like she said it on
That-
Friday and she's looking for it within 6 weeks.
I understand that, and that's the whole point of saying, look, we want you to be planning ahead, and this is her first year with us. And this,
I said, I have no problems with the fall and the spring, I think the summer we can probably even use March 1st and whatever, 6 weeks later, April 15th.
Right, so I'm accepting June 15th
Yep,
and December 1st. And this is the one that you guys.
I mean, again, it's everybody's decision, everybody's discussion, this is, it's not a, me make a decision, Mark make a decision, this is everybody. I'm just trying to, I agree it should be sooner, I just think you're gonna have, where it's, if you do it at the same time, I think a lot of groups may have issues with, I'm trying to do both seasons, separating a little bit just gives them, even again, it's only talking a couple of months. Your opinions?
I don't have.
February 1st, I don't know.
February 1st and March 15th then. it's still very early compared to the summer.
What do you
But-
think there, Mark? Was that February 1st?
Whatever people want. I'm just saying from.
Again, it's gonna go back to, we can talk this,
Yeah.
once we get this done, we're probably gonna pull the groups back into saying, does this work?
Well, that's what I was gonna suggest, is once we get, before we even go to legal, that we have a meeting with them, and show it and get their feedback, so they, number one, they understand what we're trying to convey, if there's any ambiguities, ambiguity?
Ambiguity.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we've all had the tongue tied tonight, that's for sure.
We can correct them, and then, this timeframe. And again, this doesn't mean people can't apply after the date, it just means they may not have priority, that somebody else may have a higher priority, because they came in after the applications were due.
So I go back to the town website. Just check and see, because we're gonna have to now look at another meeting. I don't know how we're gonna do it in May, but. Select board meets on the 24th. If we met the 23rd, is that feasible to sit and, I mean, that's giving these guys, we email them tomorrow morning. They got less than 3 weeks to make sure they can make that meeting, or send a representative to that meeting. Because the following weekend is May 1st, is Memorial Day, and the office isn't open. And the weekend after that would be the week we're meeting anyway.
I don't know people's availability, I do know that for some of, depending on the day of the week, they may be coaching.
Yeah.
Or a rep, some of it is, we could have any, I don't know, people's availability.
I mean, yeah, the rest of, depending on weeks and stuff. But we lose, Lucian's in senior week that week, if I'm not mistaken, the 23rd.
You can miss classes, right?
No, he'll be on senior week, he'll be done with, he graduates the 27th. So he's got senior week that week.
So,
I don't know,
Huh?
I just lost my whole calendar.
Log off and log back on.
All right.
Lucian, you have exams the week of the 16th, correct?
I have my last exams next Monday. Senior week will be from May 31st through June 3rd. I think I have exams May 24th. So just the,
So you're not graduating May 27th.
no, my last day is 27th. That's what it is.
I'm sitting there going, there's no way he's graduating that early.
I'm sorry.
No, which is fine. So, yeah, it's either, I mean, the problem we have is we've got to make sure everybody, we have to have at least 4 of us here for it, because our quorum, technically still, because we haven't received a resignation letter from Dave Dempsey yet, so technically we have 6 members of the board, which means to get 50, we have to have more than 50%, which means we have to have 4 people here. So we've got to make sure that 4 of us can make another meeting, and your exam weeks and stuff, and senior week, I don't want to certainly infringe on those, but at the same point, we got to find out, because if you can't make it, then the 4 of us have to find a time to work. And I know everybody's a little on the zooey side right now. Not that June would be much better, but
We can only do what we can do, and if
Yeah.
it gets into the next session, it gets in the next,
yeah.
we've been working on this for 4 years, 5 years, so trying to push it through in 2 more weeks or 3 weeks, I don't see the necessity.
You can breathe.
My calendar.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I lost this?
No. I know one day
And
that
I
I'm
don't
worried about,
want
but I could get you the information on one day. But
Okay, am I accepting all these then? July
yeah,
3rd?
I mean, yeah, accept them for the time being right now, because I think what we're gonna do is
Get feedback.
get feedback from the groups regarding, and that's all we really need for the dates. We wanna confirm the dates work, because the problem is, for the summer, it could impact the two soccers and lacrosse. So we gotta find out how it's gonna work in there.
So I just accepted this, it is strongly encouraged.
Yes.
At the meeting,
That's what applicants have represented.
at the meetings. When schedules are being reviewed.
Yes. I have no problem with that statement. I agree with it 100%, because I'd love to have people at these meetings. If you're gonna be involved in this and you've got skin in this, then you get in here.
You wanna use the property of the town? Be here to answer.
Yeah, because if not, you're not gonna have a say where, I mean, most places aren't gonna give you that thing. This is what it is, if you don't like it, go someplace else.
Or we have questions. We have questions and
Renter with permit holder.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
can you go back to number 2, playing fields, basketball courts, and other equipment requirements?
He's even correcting himself.
Leaving the grounds permit.
Yep. On number 1, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm okay with 2.
Oh, wait. We lose 2?
Do we lose a number here? Users receive permission.
Field lining?
Yeah, just hit it into, it should go to 2. Yep. 3, soccer goals are private property and. Did we ever find out from James if we could use the garage?
Yes,
He said yes.
yes. It's just getting the groups together to meet.
Figure a time to do it. So the answer, I can tell John, yes, you can use it, but you're gonna have to coordinate that
Yeah,
with
yeah,
DPW
Yep.
to get it done.
Wait a second, are they
if there's space.
to put stuff in and have access to the downstairs at,
I think they just wanna have it for at the end of the season.
End of the season.
okay, let's just be clarified.
Yeah.
Because the conversation I thought we had last time was to put a box there so they could move stuff back for it. I know that I have no objection to people using the facility one day to move stuff in with supervision.
And one day to move it out.
But not to have access going
No,
in.
we shouldn't, no.
Okay.
Alright, 3, soccer goal, okay, that's where we're at. Can be removed as needed across goals or private property, can be removed, are allowed to place goals on fields 2, on the fields. And I'm asking something more of a grammar thing here. Are allowed to place field goals on the fields. Should there be a comma or something after fields between that and the 2, or is it just me?
Wait a second, let me get that.
I think soccer goal, and that's our private property, and can be relocated, removed as needed. Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm almost wondering the word that can be relocated on the fields, 2 weeks. I'm almost thinking, it's fields 2. I don't know, maybe I'm just reading it
Do you
wrong.
want on the fields to, do you want it written, the number 2, or is numerically?
I think in this one, just in this instance, I'd always rather have the word 2 spelled out,
Okay, I agree.
TWO.
I agree.
Just because for me, I'm thinking where we have field 2, it
Yeah.
may get confused.
Yep.
And no or 9.
And then conclusion of the season, not the season.
I'm getting there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great. You've done phenomenal, Celine. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, that's okay. And can,
E.
goals are removed.
Of the conclusion of the season.
Select.
Or by the, yeah. Oh,
Is
select
it-
board, the select board, yeah.
So, yeah.
Except the other one.
I feel like this should be a period.
Yeah, you don't wanna say users here because the applicant's the one that's taking responsibility because they're the ones filling it out, so they better have it. All applicants, full officers responsible for cleanliness of the fields. Yep.
So here, users are required to notify the Newbury Recreation Committee and DPW?
Is that what you wanted to do? Was that the place, Mark, you
Well,
talked about?
this is more damages, concerns, or recommendations, so it's more directed at us.
Yep.
So if they're, and it's inclusive to anything that they have, for example, there's.
Oh, so this is what, if they happen to find it,
If they,
to notice,
Yeah.
notify us.
Yep.
If someone does it, then they have to hit both groups.
or if they wanna do both groups right away, that's great, but the
Okay.
idea is notify, notify, notify.
Well, the reason is on 7,
Yeah.
the other one had both groups, this one only
Yeah.
has the one, so that's why I wasn't sure if you want to stay consistent with both or not.
Well, again, if it's a damage thing, it reverts back to the earlier one. And if there's a concern, hey, we don't have enough parking, bring it to our attention, you don't need to go right to DPW.
Yeah, well, the problem is 7 mentions damage again, that's why I was just, if you took the damage out and just said,
Yeah,
of any concern, contact us, so take the damage part out of here.
or leave the damage in. I'd rather over notify somebody, make sure.
All right, then just put the Department of Public Works after us again, after the committee. So if we're gonna stay, it's either we drop it so we take damage out so we're staying consistent, or we do the other half. Users are required to report any damage concern or I feel like this is redundant from above.
Hmm?
But again, 8. It's almost like the same thing as 7, or the one previously stated above. It's almost like take the immediately after use, and keep consistent we have at the top.
Yeah, well, there are two different, if I come to the field and I see that it's trashed, I want them to tell us before they use the field.
Or then skip the 24-hour thing at the other end then.
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
There's a problem, tell us right away, don't use the field.
Yep.
Don't wait tomorrow and then somebody else has used the field.
How about immediately before their use?
I don't want them, I prefer, if it's trashed, I don't want them using the field, so we can document that they didn't, here's one of my concerns. Somebody uses a field on a rainy day, they trash it. They then say, hey, I got the field and it was trashed.
No, that's why I'm saying immediately before their use, not after their use. If they get there and
And, yeah, okay, yes,
Doesn't
So, yeah.
for the
number
user.
7 say that already? When
Then
beginning
the 7
use
is for, say that again, Lucy, I'm sorry.
It says, 7 says when beginning use for the day. So-
Yes. So let us know before you use it.
Are those
And then-
redundant, 7 and 8?
Yeah, I was almost gonna say the same thing, but then we all of a sudden said beginning, your nice catch. It's almost like I thought we were saying the same thing. And there's a lot in here, so don't, I give you all the credit, thank you for going through this and making sure we have all the.
I do think
digits.
that is redundant.
It's kind of redundant.
That was in there before though.
Yes.
It's above, so then skip 8, take 8 out. And then bring it back up, we should be okay. Request of input, we do this. I'm okay with 8. Only payment by check, that's the one we had before, we wanna take that out?
Yeah.
Yep.
So on 9, take out the, yeah, and then the rest should be okay. I agree 100% with 10. Okay. I don't know if the formatting thing, if that's okay or not, where there's D, where's the C above it? Or is it the same D that's following the A, B, and C above it?
It's part of the ABCD.
Okay, so it's just formatting, yes, just highlight that and we'll fix it. And there's E, the same thing,
You'll
And
see
then we
that if
should-
you want me to write formatting.
please, yeah, you don't care, so I know it. case current water plant fields may be closed, I don't know that. Is there a space?
Why does that feel like 13 is out of place?
Because we sort of said it before.
Do we need to say it again?
I almost want to take it out.
I don't know where else it is,
Actually, well, you're right. It's not unless we are considered where we're a town committee, we would then fall into number 1. That we added up top like the council on aging.
I like the idea of having that there so that we have control of the,
Then if I was doing that, I'd probably want to move it up.
well, you could say, we're gonna close fields 2 and 3
Yeah,
for
for Preston, these are talking.
dressing, yeah.
It's almost like it either needs to be, we remove it, it's 1, or it's last. I don't think, because it gets lost in the middle of all of this.
yeah, we can move it to the end, I guess.
Relocate it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. Celine's, just cut that out and then we'll put it down on the last one.
Oh, you're the best.
It's amazing. Just think, this is all we recorded too.
And it will go in the
Being
minutes.
the public.
Well, you're not just a pretty face and an incredible real estate. You need to get us this stuff then.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Almost there. I'll say, maybe if you've got to leave, well, we gotta be careful. Only one person can leave, maybe more than 2, where we have to stop, so.
How much more do we have? 'Cause
We're on page 11 of 13, I don't think we've got more than, and I didn't see anything else more.
I didn't see anything more either.
But do we have the fee for the, oh, we do, 25 and 50?
And there's no fee for the, weekend day, non-holiday,
Yep.
group C or D for the basketball court.
Yeah. Should it be, is it nothing, or is it to be determined, or is it day, weekend, event, non-holiday, including Fridays?
Yeah, TBD.
I just wanna make sure, should it be?
No, not to be determined at the discretion of the committee.
Yeah. Is that the same thing?
No, one is we haven't made up our mind. The other, in a big broad sense, we have to look at the applicant. If they're doing it from 3
UDC.
10.
What'd you say?
Discretion gives
UDC.
us,
At the discretion of the committee.
It's gonna screw up our formatting.
Shocking. The ducks are bad.
where we just leave it at the $50, because it's just one basketball court and you're not gonna be able to run any tournaments.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it takes away from someone else too, the night before, so.
So what do you say, $50?
Do we have the discretion of the recreation committee, do we have to put the new recreation committee?
RNC, because I think
Did we classify that at the top?
well, we can, if we hadn't, I think we had. But
I mean,
we're
I
not.
may do that, if we do it in the beginning, it just makes it easier,
Yeah.
but,
Am I doing NRC?
no, we would do it at the very top, so I'll take care of that if that's the case. I hate this part, because it is such a gray area. Because we're a volunteer group, it's like trying to find people that can get up to the place to make sure what's going on.
Lucian was close enough.
I live close enough too, I mean, I'm literally,
Half the time I'm in Merrimack, so. Still, you're closer than many of us.
That is very true.
where-
School Street, you know the tan house, you can see from the fields.
because I'm
You
literally.
can see the fields from your house?
I
It's
can
like,
basketball courts.
That's like,
I can too, I can look through it from the other side of our house on
Sarah-
Orchard, so I can
Sarah
look
Palin.
right through.
Yeah, right, yeah.
One
can
but
see.
not the one with the pool.
No, that's my name. There's two.
Great big pool,
I got a comment, but I'll save it for after.
okay. Okay, it says cancellation must be written via email to the scheduling coordinator. Can't you cancel on the calendar?
We don't know that yet, do we?
Must be submitted instead of written.
I just don't know if they can do it on the calendar and that we're gonna get notified in a timely manner.
It looks like pretty much when things come through, it'll be quick, but that's a question we may wanna talk to them about during the training.
And is that considered email, or does that send us a notification?
I don't know,
It's-
I've gotten trained.
I said it submitted, yeah, leave it via email, because when they do that, then it'll send a notification out to the distro list. Refunds will not be issued.
Are we doing the inclement weather thing?
No,
So,
that's why because if we were gonna do that, then we were gonna charge you more, because it would be a lot more work to be done back and forth.
we're getting rid of that, correct? Incorrect, inclement weather?
What's the question? I don't,
Is that something we give refunds for, inclement weather?
I'm saying no, I mean.
I'm saying no.
So I just took it out.
Okay,
Like him to be able to leave use.
because that makes it way too
Yeah,
squishy.
we were hoping to have this up before this goes live, so, have that up before this goes live. And that's it.
That's it.
Can you go back to the last one, please?
I don't like extra pages.
And again, we'll clean that up as a format then.
Number 2,
1 or 2 day event applicants will be provided an opportunity to reschedule.
no, I'm looking, I can't see it.
Or are you looking at the 2 live calendar,
Number
please?
2, it says, mine says refunds will not be issued for inclement weather. And that says, what?
I think she took the line out already, Mark, that's why.
So we will give refunds?
No, we took the line out that we won't, that we will. We took that out.
Because there was one, it said that we would give refunds, and we said no, we're
A
not.
live, because what I have, that sentence said, take it out, says refunds will not be issued for inclement weather.
Oh, is that what it said?
Refunds will not be issued.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then now go to 3. Yeah, you're right, we should have that in so it's clear. That's a good catch. I think we're good. Share this out to the group and then,
I don't know that.
Do we want copies out to our current users for feedback now, to give them time?
that may not be a bad idea, just to give them an idea, so share it out to the group and then I'll get it out to the,
It's already shared.
to us.
Yeah, if you go to Google Drive, share
Yeah.
with me, you should be in there.
Okay.
Top right-hand corner.
And then we'll,
And
I'm
you
gonna PDF it, because I don't wanna be making changes on them. They can send their responses. I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna PDF it, I'm gonna PDF the version out to them.
I wouldn't even ask them for
Is there a reason
written
why
responses.
remote control is stuck to the floor?
If we can somehow schedule a meeting.
Well, then I don't need to share it to them, or I should say, I'll PDF it saying, here's
Oh,
the
we
document, we're
accept
looking to
that.
schedule a meeting. The next, so the only things we gotta do real quick is just figure out, do we wanna schedule another meeting, because we have June 6th is the next, would be our next scheduled meeting, which is the first Monday of the month.
Yeah.
Does that impact you? Are you gonna be anywhere, Lucian?
23rd?
No, the 6th of June.
6th.
Okay, because I know you graduate right before it, but I wasn't sure if you have orientation or anything like that, schedule, whatever, so.
Actually, I'm gonna have to see about orientation.
Okay, just let us know, because if that doesn't work, again, I'm just making sure we have to have 4 here, because without Dave, until that does, we've gotta make sure we've got 4 people available. And you're right now we're all busy, so I just wanna make sure we have the people before we schedule it, so. As of right now, our next meeting is scheduled for June sixth. If we want to, if you run into problems or someone else, is that a problem for anybody else?
Not at this time.
Celine, I know you're, I can't even imagine, but
No. No, were you talking about doing one earlier?
we were thinking if we were gonna do one earlier, it would be for two things. It would be just to discuss this with the group and do that application. That's the only thing we would be doing in that meeting, if it's done earlier. And that would be either, if we're staying on Mondays, it would be Monday the 23rd.
Yeah, just to add to that, we don't need to do both. I mean, if we want to be courteous and do the application out of a courtesy, that's one thing. And I know a number of groups meet at 7 o'clock in the morning, they have the quorum, they go to the 2 items on the agenda, and it's done by 8. I'm concerned trying to squeeze that in and getting everybody's feedback on this at that same type of meeting. And again, if this doesn't get done until July,
Yeah.
it doesn't get done until July.
Yeah, because I mean, we're trying to figure out how to get it done, but, so what's everybody's opinion? I mean, we have one application we need to do. I don't know what people's mornings look like if they can do it. I mean, you have school, what time are you gonna be in there for?
7:42 to 2:13.
So it's a Monday to Thursday thing that we have to do. We can't do it on Fridays because the building's not open. So really, it would be, and I don't even know when this building even opens, if it's open before 8 o'clock. I mean, you said 7, but I presume it have to be if you happen to get into it.
Yeah, we've been to meetings here really early in the morning.
Okay.
I think at 7, yeah.
But again, it's just to do the application, that's a
As a
10-minute meeting if that,
Yes.
How many people do you need for that?
for. So we could do it,
Dave said he'd bring coffee and donuts.
If you wanted me to.
I mean, I don't mind doing it, but legitimately, it would be come in, vote on it, and that would be the only part of the agenda. It would be literally call the meeting to order, members present. We could skip the minutes if we needed to and just do it the next formal one, we just have to do 2 minutes, the next one. Huh? Okay.
Alright, we had to,
All right, so, real quick, do we have another meeting before, or we just wait till June 6th?
If we can make it happen, I think it's great. If we can't make it happen, it doesn't happen.
Let me get a hold of Danielle, if she has to have it before then, knowing that we're most likely gonna approve it, because it's not an issue, then we'll schedule, but as of right now, our next scheduled meeting is June 6th, it's 6 o'clock.
okay, perfect.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn at
I'll make a motion.
7:39?
At 7:39.
Second.
Second,
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor? Approved? Done. Thank you.